Hey everyone, it's Lindsay from My Crafty Plan. Today I am going to be planning the week of February 14th in my memory planner, which is of course my Aura Estelle A5 wide cloud planner. And I actually have a kit from Hello Petite Paper last year. This is called Valentine's kit and this came out last year and I just saved it. This is so beautiful. I absolutely love this. I could not wait to use this. Unfortunately for me last year, it got lost in the mail and then by the time that it made it to me, it was well past Valentine's Day. Her shop is amazing with customer service, so she was super helpful during the whole thing and all of that, and I am glad to be finally using this kit. Look at that full box. I love this cookie box so much. I cannot even begin to explain it. So this is an older format kit, but here is the kit. These are the full boxes. We've got a bottom washi page with split bottom washi, some sidebar stuff, some functional items, and this is a full kit, so it does have like the checklists. It used to come with this header page. Again, this is a totally different format than like anything going on currently. This is on glossy paper. Her matte paper is not a premium matte, so if you so I prefer her glossy paper, even though I don't really like this paper. It's just that her matte paper is just like, it honestly feels like printer paper and I really just don't love it. So that being said, when I order from her, I do order the glossy paper. And then you have this sort of functional page as well. And then it did come with a freebie. This freebie is actually on the matte paper, but I may still use it anyways. It's just got like an extra full box with that same plaid and then some extra little functional items and doodles right there. So anyway, that is the kit that I have. So I'm really excited to use this. I actually have some underlays from Plannahannah that I'm also planning to use and a bunch of other foil goodies that I've already picked out. So I'm going to pull out these pages and jump in.
Okay, so first I want to just start by saying that if I am talking even faster than usual or sound a little bit extra jittery today, I apologize for that, but I am just what can only be described as dangerously caffeinated right now. And not because I was super tired or anything this morning, but because we bought a traveler of coffee over the weekend for like an event and almost none of it got drank at the event, so we brought it home with us and I like cannot stand food waste, so I poured it into a pitcher to save as iced coffee and then discovered that reheating it worked really well and that it still tastes really good, and I just drank so much coffee this morning, like way more than usual, and I am just really feeling amped up. And it just occurred to me as to like why I'm feeling like this, because I have just spent the past hour like bouncing around being like, oh my gosh, what is this feeling? What is happening right now? And I definitely drank way too much coffee this morning. But I am really excited to be posting this plan with me. I'm actually a little bit behind in my memory planner right now, and I'm hoping that I can catch up this week. Only a week behind, so hopefully I can catch up. But anyway, this gorgeous spread from Hello Petite Paper using the kit from last year, which went on a whole epic saga to reach me over through the postal system, all of that good stuff. And I am putting down the underlays, which are from Plannahannah. I absolutely love the way these looks. I love how they turned out. So what I've been doing when I do underlay spreads is instead of doing the 3 headers, because I actually just really like having the extra space for fitting plans in that you get when you don't use all 3 headers, is I've just been like leaving gaps in where the underlay boxes would connect, and then I just make sure sort of something that covers that whole space goes in that extra space, and that way you can still use the space, and once the spread is all laid down, you can't tell that there is any gap in the underlays. And then in addition to that, I am running the date covers up-down style. I've just also really been loving the way that looks lately. And these date covers are from a super old from my stash from ColourPop paper, and the old Hello Petite Paper kit format did not come with date covers. But I do think the kits have them now, although I'm not 100% about that. Anyway, I am almost done with this base, except for that I think I still have to do the sidebar. But in the meantime, I'm going to answer the last question that I have from the last time I collected questions for the voiceover. So I need more questions, so definitely feel free to leave any questions that you would like to answer in the comments below or message me on Instagram. But anyway, the last question that I have, and I've actually tried to answer this already a couple of times, but like keep tripping up over it, is from Cynthia, who left it in the YouTube's comments, and she said, which kid is the most like you and which one is the most like your husband? So when I initially started to answering this, I was like, none of these kids are anything like either of us. But then I was just like, okay, that's actually really not true. So I think my son, who is my middle kid, is probably the most like me. He's just like really particular about things. He likes everything to be a certain way. He's very stubborn, and like if he does not feel like socializing with you, he is not going to. Like, just end of statement. And I feel like I can really relate to that. So yeah, I think he is probably the most like me of the three kids. And then my oldest, according to my husband, is the most like him. I actually don't think that I agree with this at all. I don't think any of the kids are like him, but he apparently, and my mother-in-law has corroborated this, reminds them both of how my husband was when he was a little kid. And I just think a lot of those things that like they see as having in common are just like not words that I would use to describe him anymore, or things that he's grown out of. He's still, my oldest, like, can absolutely not sit still. She's like very fidgety. And my husband is still pretty much like that. Like, he paces a lot or shakes his leg. And like they always used to joke that his rule at school, instead of having to be seated in the desk, was he had just had to be touching the desk with at least one finger. And definitely my oldest is very much like that. But my husband is like really calm and level-headed and like not overly emotional whatsoever. And my oldest is like a very sensitive kid. And yeah, so I don't really see that like in my husband at all. And I only ever knew him as an adult, but apparently he was also like very sensitive like that when he was a kid. And then my third, who is not really like either of us, is a total wild child. And everybody says that she reminds, like all of my family anyways, everybody says that she reminds everyone of my brother, actually. So I was just kind of interested. But all three of them definitely have their very own, like very distinct personalities. And that's just really fun to watch, although they all get along really well and they play like super nice to each other. And my oldest is such a good big sister. She just like takes a lot of pride in taking care of her siblings and helping care for them and all that stuff, which is really, really sweet. And my husband and I are both oldest kids, actually. I don't know if I was like that, because there are a lot more stories of me just like, you know, more torturing my little brother than being so careful with him. But my husband, I think, was a lot more like that. And we're all really close with our siblings now, as you can probably see from my plan with me, with how much time we spend with our extended family and the kids' cousins and everything like that on both sides, both my husband's brother and sister and also my brother. And everybody's got like kids in the same age range. Like we have, all the kids are 6 and under, and we have, I think they have 4 cousins on my husband's side, and then 1 cousin, soon to be 2 cousins on my side. So just like a lot of little kids and so much family fun, which is really, really nice. Not the point of this question, but it is just something that I'm so exceptionally grateful all the time. And we all just have so much fun together. So anyway, now we are ready for the day by day. Monday was Valentine's Day. I did 100% nothing to celebrate it, but I did mark it in my planner. And I was just like trying to figure out how to get this Clever Gal Crafts heart on. But I didn't like the way it looked underneath the Sadie Stickers foil overlay, like line divider heart that I had used in the date cover. So I just moved it to the other side. And then I just went every other day starting with the icon on the left or on the icon on the right for the whole week. And I actually remembered to continue that through the week, because I feel like usually when I try and alternate, I don't remember, which is one of the reasons I almost always go all left side first. But I did actually remember this week, so it worked out nicely. And then I marked that I had work, and I used a Hello Petite Paper doodle sticker. I used a bunch of Hello Petite Paper stickers this week. It obviously matches so well since it's like a kit and it's in her drawing style, and her icons are hand drawn by her as well. Vanessa, who runs that shop, is just so amazingly talented. So I marked that as well. And then I tried to use a lot of my white scripts, most of which I think are from Lilac Luna Plans. But I did actually later in the week discover that the matte transparent stickers go over the underlays really nicely, and you could still really see them very clearly, even though the overlays are really busy. So that is a good find. I love transparent matte anyways, and I'll be buying more of that going forward anyways, but especially for scripts, it like adds another depth of layer so that you can really read the scripts, even if it's on top of an overlay. But anyway, I also had a doctor's appointment this day, and I just listened to a bunch of podcasts, and I took a bath. Mostly, like, I spent most of the entire day, like, either working or just, like, being at the doctor to and from the doctor, just like a well check, but it just like eats such a chunk out of your day. And then, you know, you just have like all the regular kid activities and dinner and all that kind of stuff. And then at the end of the day, I just didn't really feel like doing anything. So I was just listening to some podcasts. In the morning, I just had like a chill morning with the baby, hanging out. I think my husband took the kids to school this day. He's been doing that like actually a lot more lately because I've been a little bit more busy at work on like Tuesdays and Thursdays when the baby doesn't have to go to school. He'll occasionally just take them to school instead. It's just like a little bit out of the way for him for work because he works like literally 5 minutes from our house, but it's sometimes he doesn't mind doing it all the time, and it's not like a super far ride to school either. It's just like 10 minutes away, so it just adds a little bit of extra time. But anyway, I also did some reading this day, and I did a yoga video as well. And then they were getting ready for the 100th day of school celebration, which they like made a super big deal about in my big kids kindergarten class. And she had to do like this 100-day project at home and bring it in, and we made a 100-day bead necklace. So we counted out 100 beads and we strung them on a necklace and sent them to school. And she had a really lot of fun of that. And then that night we were just watching TV. We were kind of in between shows right now, and I just watched some episodes of Rick and Morty with my husband, which is like one of his favorite shows. And I really like it too. I find it very funny, but I don't necessarily like feel like I have to watch it as soon as it comes on, and I can't watch too many in a row or anything like that. But I do enjoy it when I watch it. So then on Wednesday, I had a blog go live on like one of the websites that I work for, and I used my new Publish custom stickers from Paper Trail Plans to use that, since that is what I bought those stickers for. So those are customs, and I really, really love that. So super fun. And then I did some more work stuff and some like LinkedIn type things as well. That was like one of my big goals for February. So I was really just like working on that, like work connections, that kind of stuff. Anyway, I also then in the afternoon, I filmed a memory plan with me. So I used that script from Lilac Luna Plans and also that Fox and Pip Girl. I didn't use Fox and Pip Girls in a while, I don't think. And I was just like really, really craving using them. I just absolutely love them. Yeah. I'm bummed that she still releases them, but she doesn't do like as many new girl releases in her shop anymore. She does like way more doodles, and I actually don't love like her doodle style, like compared to some other doodles that I like better, but I absolutely love the Fox and Pip Girls. So I always like keep an eye out for those. And she still obviously has like all the old ones in the shop, and you can still get them, but it's not like she doesn't do as many new releases of the girls, if that makes sense. And then that night I took another bath and listened to podcasts, which is like pretty much what I did this whole week. I think it was really cold this week, and I was just really feeling the bathtub. Anyway, on Thursday, I ran some errands. So we were supposed to have a birthday party for my the baby this weekend, like just like a little family party, but she ended up getting like super stomach sick, and we had to cancel the party. Well, we actually rescheduled it for the weekend after this, but on Thursday, I didn't know that she was going to get sick on Friday, so I was trying to get ready for the party, and I was trying to find a brisket because we were going to smoke a brisket, and I called like 5 different stores, and they didn't have a whole brisket like anywhere. Finally, and I went to one because they told me they had it, and then I got there, and it was like only the first cut trimmed brisket, which is not what you put on a smoker, so it was like a whole thing. So anyways, I ended up finding one. It was like kind of out of the ways, and at that point, the baby and I had been in the car for a while, so my mom was around, so I actually just dropped her off with my mom and the baby, who's not a baby, she's 2, went to the playground for a little while, which she is still talking about, like getting to go to the playground with Grammy. And I went and picked up this brisket, which ended up not even being needed since we couldn't use it. Anyway, it was really nice that day as well. And then that night, my husband and I got takeout, and we watched Don't Look Up on TV. And I'm just realizing that I didn't even write that in the list of movies that I had on my like currently watching for February, because I wrote down all of the movies that I watched, and that was not on the list. So whoops. But I liked that. It was good on Netflix. And then on Friday, my husband had taken off work so that we could smoke this brisket for the party on on Saturday, but the baby got sick in the middle of the night, and we had to cancel, stomach troubles, if you will. The big kids seemed fine, so we sent them to school, and I did a bunch of like house admin and chores and that stuff, and just like, I don't know, tried to hang out and comfort with the baby. At that point, I was thinking she would probably be okay by the end of the weekend, which I guess she was, because like stomach bug usually burns through pretty quickly. But I was also just like, okay, is everybody gonna get sick? My husband is like really prone to getting this as well, and historically speaking, when the kids have brought this home, I was just like not excited about the weekend anymore, and just like really disappointed with having to cancel the party. The reason we were having this so much earlier than like the baby's birthday was actually not until the week after this, so her actual party ended up being a lot closer to her birthday. But we were trying to have it this weekend because my sister-in-law just had a baby the week after this, and it was like scheduled, so we knew when the baby was coming. So we wanted to try and have the party before the new cousin came, so that they could come as well. But anyway, that night I actually did some art journaling stuff and did some painting, just as like a way to try and decompress and calm down and deal with my disappointment over the party, which at the time felt like such a huge bummer, and I didn't know if we were going to be able to reschedule the party. But now we've like had the party, and it was really fun, and it went really well, and no one was sick, which was great. So I feel much better about it now. Anyway, on Saturday, honestly, the baby was so sick. Like this was actually ended up being one of the sickest that she ever was. The other kids didn't get sick at all, so that's good. But yeah, it was just kind of like we had a movie marathon day. We watched Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets because I finished reading it to the kids like a couple weeks ago, and we like haven't been letting them watch the movies until after we finish the book. I mean, obviously we're going to stop after the third one anyways, because it becomes not age appropriate for my 6-year-old. But anyway, we watched the movie, or I didn't watch the movie because I actually can't stand the movies, but we let the kids watch the movie. And then I just like hung out with my husband. We just watched a lot of TV that day, honestly. And we're not like we don't let the kids watch a ton of TV usually. But yeah, there's sometimes it's completely unavoidable, and sick baby is one of those days. And then I took another bath that night. Like literally, I think I wrote down bath every single day this week. I didn't mark it in my planner every single day, but I also just like didn't have a lot else going on. So I couldn't really do that. So then on Sunday, my husband was feeling like a little bit iffy, but neither of the other kids had gotten sick. So we were feeling like they probably weren't going to get sick, since that kind of thing usually spreads really quick. So I actually took the kids out to play for a while and just like get some fresh air and outside the house time, since it seemed like they weren't going to be sick anyways. And, they had been like cooped up in the house all weekend, which makes them a little bit stir crazy, and myself as well. So my husband, who was like, he didn't get like sick, but he wasn't feeling 100%. He stayed home with the baby, although it could have just been lack of sleep, since we, with a sick kid, you don't get as much sleep. And so I don't really know. But anyway, and I took the other kids out and we got lunch and stuff. And then when we came home, we did a glitter craft, which is like, I have to like work myself up to it because it makes such a huge mess. But the kids like obviously absolutely love it, and it feels like such a special treat, because usually I don't let them play with glitter. But so we made like a really big happy birthday sign, since the baby, her birthday was like the week after this, and a few days after that is my oldest's birthday. So we just made like this birthday sign, and then we hung it up at the party the week after that. And we still actually have it up because my son's birthday is now right around the corner as well. And then we watched a lot of TV that night. I actually didn't write down what we were watching, so I don't know, and I haven't planned the next week after this yet. But we've actually picked up a couple new shows, which I'm sure I will talk about in my next Plan With Me, just like kind of cycling through, but there's new stuff coming. And then I'm just trying to see what I did the rest of the day. And the answer is I listened to some podcasts. So I guess that's what I did. And I also watched a lot of YouTube stuff, I think, as well. And then that night I just marked that it was like a really bad sleep night. I slept really poorly. I think my husband did. The kids were like up. It's just like, I don't know. It was just a really rough night. Fortunately by Monday, like the Monday after this was a day off from school and the kids were feeling better. So we had like a day to recollect ourselves and, get back and ready. And then everybody was able to go back to school on Tuesday. So all in all, it was like not so bad. It was just kind of like a a stressful and not super pleasant weekend when it was supposed to have been like a birthday celebration, which I feel like made it even more disappointing. But like I said, now with some distance between it and also having had like the rescheduled party and then another party after that for my big kid, I am definitely feeling much better about it. So I'm just finishing up with a little bit of washi to kind of balance out where I didn't have enough stuff put in. And that is pretty much everything for this week.
Okay, that is everything finished up. I absolutely love how this looks. I love the underlays with this kit. I think it looks so, so cute. Let me show you what I have left from the kit. Not a whole lot. I definitely could have used just a little bit more functional stuff, but I was able to cut some of this one box down and just kind of make it work. So not a ton of stickers left from this. But anyway, that is everything for this week. So if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I'd love it if you'd subscribe and check me out on Instagram at mycraftyplans to keep up with everything going on in my planners. Bye!